Let me tell you a story. So it's a year and a half ago, and on a hot summer day, I'm sat on my PC and I'm reading one of the most hyped up self-improvement books. My first ever self-improvement book. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And as I'm reading it, the author is talking about how Abraham Lincoln was such a great man and all of his good things, and it's an amazing book, right? I'm really enjoying it. And the next day I read 2-3 pages, the day after that I read a few pages. But suddenly I stop. I just can't be asked to sit and read another 5 pages spent 1 hour. And I don't read it anymore. And then 2 months later, I find another book because now I don't want to improve my social skills, I want to work on my business. So I check out this book .com Secrets by Russell Brunson. And I read 2-3 pages today, 3 pages the next day, and eventually my motivation fades again. And so I stop, I just don't care about it, I can't be asked to read again. And 2 months later I want to focus on my mental health, so I start reading this book, and this cycle would continue for a very long time. See, you know how I said a year and a half ago I started How to Win Friends and Influence People? Ever since then, I've started probably 20 books. And if you ask me, how many of those have you read more than 80 pages? Not even finished them, 80 pages. The answer would be 0. And now, a year and a half later, I figured out how to properly read books consistently. And I can assure you that I know this because this is nothing special, but for the past 2 weeks, I haven't missed a day of reading How to Win Friends and Influence People, my first ever book. I haven't missed a day, and I've learned so much from it. It's very, very recommended book. But the thing that's allowed me to be consistent for 2 weeks, and I'm 60% done, so as long as I just continue using this tactic that I'm gonna share in a moment, by the end of the month I would have read it and I'll probably be starting another book, my second book. So think of this, I've started 20 so far in my self-improvement journey, because obviously reading is important, you need new information, you need to change your mindset. I haven't finished a single one, and in 10 days that's gonna change for the first time ever. The trick that I've been using is one of my new consistency methods that I learned from Hamza. And it's basically, all I need to do to tick off my day as, okay, I read today, is literally just lie down on my phone in the morning, 20-30 minutes after I've woken up, and just read 2 pages of the book. It takes me less than 20 minutes. Could even go faster, 15 or 10 if I wanted to. And in 10 minutes of literally just, instead of watching YouTube shorts or a random self-improvement video, instead of doing what I would usually do, I just open up my PDF app to read the book and I read it. 10 minutes later, I've ticked off meditation for the day. And it's so easy to be consistent because you don't need to see the reading session as 1 hour, 20 pages, incredible learning, journaling about what you're writing so you remember it better and you can implement it. No, you don't need any of that. You don't need to even be incredibly focused and concentrated. Just lie down, however you want. You can literally be in a sphinx position, I don't know, and just read for 10 minutes. The moment you're done with the second page for the day, close the fucking app if you want to. You can continue going, obviously, and that's awesome, right? But if you want to, just close the app and move on, and then you tick it off, and suddenly you've achieved your goal. Okay, I read today, and it's so easy that you can do it the next day and the day after, and on that very special 4th day, even though you don't really want to read, you're like, man, let's just open up the app, read for 5-10 minutes and I'm done. I'm not doing it anymore. And you've read for 4 days in a row, then 5 days, a week, 2 weeks. And the good thing is, once you read those 2 pages, you feel good about yourself, okay, I achieved my goal, I'm a reader now. You might even go for 3, 4, 5, however many you want to. And suddenly 2 weeks later, you're almost done with your first book. Doesn't that just sound great, bro? And in a month, you've completed it. Your first ever book is done. After months of struggling maybe with consistency, like, I have fucking physical books, bro. This one, I've read like 80 pages, I haven't finished it. Because while reading this, I started reading like 5 other books. I also have another one. I spent like $70 on this and I haven't finished them. But I will be finishing this eventually. It's Your Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. It's a very good book. But you see where I'm getting at? You don't need to make this consistency thing be so hard, like, okay, I will read a book every single day for 30 days in a row. And I will be reading 5 hours a day, becoming a new man with a new mindset, so smart and intelligent and this. No, you don't need this. Take it easy. Lower the standard. Read for 5 minutes. Tick it off. Wow, now dopamine, I'm so good. And if you want to keep going, you decide. And this is how you make consistent progress, bro. Because sure, discipline is important, but this is how you develop discipline. Because you do it every day. It doesn't even have to be that hard. Like, I don't want to read some days, but I just know I just need to lay down, read, and I'm done for 5 minutes. And I'm making progress. And you can be making progress if you just implement this simple fucking tip, bro. Bye bye, I love you.